I'm a pretty bitch
Yeah.
because my aura is that, my confidence is that, my self-esteem is that. I'm a pretty bitch.
The Cole police need your help tonight in finding a missing woman. This is 32-year-old Kayla Lorraine Atwood. She was last seen in the 2300 block of West Belmont Street. And according to police, Atwood dropped her children off at school on January 3rd and never returned to pick them up.
3 o'clock. School's out. 4 kids standing at that door, backpacks on, eyes scanning the parking lot. Mom always came. She didn't. Her name was Kayla Atwood. 32 years old, 4 children, Pensacola, Florida. And on the morning of January 3rd, 2024, she kissed those kids goodbye, dropped them off at school and daycare, and drove back into a world she thought she could finally control again. Cameras caught her getting into a truck that afternoon. It wasn't hers, and the one person who already knew exactly where she had been was standing at her front door when she got back. By the time her family realized something was wrong, Kayla had already been gone for hours, and somebody in her life already knew she was never coming home. If you asked anyone in Pensacola about Kayla Atwood, they'd probably smile before they even finished the sentence. She was that kind of person, the kind who walks into the Dollar General on West Cervantes and somehow makes the cashier's whole day better. The kind of mom whose kids were always fed, always dropped off on time, always taken care of, even when her own life was far from easy. Born August 2nd, 1991, raised in Pensacola, 4 children depending on her, a church family at Pleasant Hill Baptist, a Facebook page, k.atwood.14, that showed exactly who she was. Present, connected, smiling. She was rooted in that community the way people are when they actually give a damn about the people around them. But there was something those smiling photos didn't show. Behind every bright morning school drop-off, there was a relationship that had been slowly draining the life out of her. His name was Mikhail Fountain, and the people who knew them both had one word for what they had together: toxic. Fountain was the kind of man who needed to know where Kayla was at all times, who she was talking to, who was looking at her. He didn't love her the way you love someone you want to see grow. He held on to her the way you hold on to something you're terrified of losing control over. There's a difference, and Kayla knew it, so she made a decision. She started pulling back, re-downloaded a dating app. She was putting herself back out there, finally choosing herself for once. To most people, that sounds like healing. To Mikhail Fountain, it was a problem. I'm going to hold that detail right there for now. It's because where it leads changes everything about this story. And before we're done here, I'm giving you 2 safety tips. Real, practical information that could protect your life or someone you love in a situation exactly like Kayla's. Stay with me until the end. Kayla was doing exactly what you're supposed to do after leaving a toxic relationship. Moving on, healing, choosing herself, and it cost her everything. Too many people are watching the signs and calling it love. Drop your thoughts below. Kayla had a family who loved her, a church, a whole neighborhood that knew her name, and none of it was enough to protect her from the one person she thought she already knew. If stories like hers deserve to be told, subscribe to True Crime Footprint right now and turn on the bell, because the next story we cover might be about someone in your city, someone in your circle, someone who smiles just like Kayla did. Welcome to True Crime Footprint, where we unveil the darkest mysteries and the most terrifying true crime tales. Kindly hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss any of our new stories. Your support keeps these stories alive.
I'ma let y'all know right now. I got 5 screws, 3 missing, and the other 2 is loose as a motherfucker. Do not play with me. Play with your mammy.
January 3rd, 2024 started like every other day for Kayla Atwood. She got her kids ready, dropped them off at school and daycare, kissed them goodbye, and headed back out into the world. Nobody standing in that parking lot knew that would be the last time. Later that morning, Kayla met up with a man named Antonio Elmers. They had matched on that dating app. Nothing heavy, just 2 adults deciding to spend some time together. Elmers picked her up in a yellow Penske box truck. They hung out, and later that afternoon, he dropped her back at her house. Simple, normal. The kind of thing people do every day when they are finally ready to move forward. But when Elmore's pulled up to that house, Mikhail Fountain was already there, waiting. Nobody called him. Nobody told him to come. He was just there, at her door like he belonged. Elmore's drove off. Within minutes, his phone rang. Kayla's number on the screen. He picked up. It wasn't Kayla. A male voice. Calm. Controlled. Who is this? That was Fountain, on her phone, calling the man who had just dropped her off. That one call tells you everything. He had been watching. He knew about the truck. He knew about Elmore's. And now he needed Elmore's to feel it. Surveillance footage captured Kayla walking out of her house minutes later and getting into Fountain's white pickup truck. No bag, no call to anyone. She just got in. That was the last time Kayla Atwood was seen alive. She got into that truck willingly, maybe because leaving felt more dangerous than staying right there. I need you to sit with that and then tell me in the comments, have you ever been in a position where everything inside you said something was wrong, but you could not see a safe way out? Because what Kayla did in that moment says everything about the impossible place she was in. Mikhail Fountain saw Kayla finally choosing herself and decided that was not going to happen. If you believe no one has the right to control another person's life, subscribe to True Crime Footprint right now. This channel exists for people like Kayla, the ones who never got to tell their own story. While Kayla's family was falling apart, Mikhail Fountain was performing. January 3rd came and went. The kids sat at school waiting. Kayla's mother got the call. Come get them. Their mom never showed. The family started reaching out everywhere they could. And when they reached Fountain, he played the role perfectly. Worried, cooperative, the concerned ex who just wanted to help find her. Most people bought it. But here is where the whole thing starts to crack. On January 5th, 2 days after Kayla vanished, Fountain walked across the street to a neighbor's house. He told them Kayla had been kidnapped, said he needed to look through their surveillance footage to find out what happened. Now stop right there. The police had not officially launched a missing persons investigation yet. The word kidnapping had not been used publicly by anyone. So how exactly did Mikhail Fountain already know to walk up to that neighbor's door and say kidnapping? He sat down with that surveillance system. He went through the footage. And when he left, an entire section of recordings from January 3rd was gone. Deleted. The neighbor had not touched a single thing. Only 2 people had access to that system. The neighbor and Fountain. But he was not done. He had already deleted the text messages between him and Kayla from that same day. And when police came to him for a statement, he told them straight to their faces that he had not seen Kayla at all on January 3rd. Then he pointed investigators directly at Antonio Elmore's and the yellow Penske truck, handing them a completely different suspect, one he had personally constructed. He thought he had covered every angle. He had not. Fountain walked into that neighbor's house, looked them in the eye, deleted the footage, and walked back out, still playing the grieving ex. So tell me in the comments, how do you protect yourself from someone that calculated? Someone already cleaning up evidence before anyone even knows to look? Because I think a lot of us have crossed paths with someone wearing that exact face. And look, if you are still not going to subscribe to this channel, go to the comments right now and tell me why. Maybe there is a story you want covered. Maybe the channel needs to grow in a specific direction. But if Kayla's story has moved you even slightly, you already know what to do. 8 days after she disappeared, close to 11 o'clock at night, cadaver dogs led investigators to a wooded area near the intersection of Fairfield Drive and Crow Road in Pensacola. What they found there broke something in everyone who heard about it. Kayla Atwood was in a shallow grave, shot, buried in the woods like she meant absolutely nothing. The same woman whose 4 kids called her mom. The same woman who made cashiers smile at the Dollar General. Gone. And here is the detail that hits the hardest. That wooded area near Fairfield Drive, it was close to the same daycare where Kayla had dropped her children off on the morning of January 3rd. The last morning of her life, Fountain buried her near a road she drove down every single day as a mother. Forensic examination confirmed the gunshot wound. On the condition of her remains matched 8 days exactly, locking the timeline directly to January 3rd, the day she got into his truck. Mikhail Fountain was arrested.
Search for a missing Pensacola mother of 4 has come to an end. Her body has been found. An arrest has been made. Today, Pensacola police charged her ex-boyfriend, McKeel Fountain, with homicide. Fountain arrested earlier this week on charges of tampering with evidence. He bonded out of jail yesterday.
And Tanner Stewart is in the studio to explain the clues that led to Fountain's arrest.
Sue, Pensacola Police Chief Eric Randall says crucial evidence led to that discovery of Kayla Atwood's body, but what's unclear is how police found this specific location and how Kayla Atwood died.
34-year-old McKeel Fountain has been processed in the Escambia County Jail twice this week. On Tuesday night, Fountain faced charges of tampering with evidence after police determined he deleted surveillance footage and text messages related to Kayla Atwood's disappearance. Thursday, he bonded out. Overnight, Fountain was arrested again, this time for homicide, after the mother of four's remains were found in a shallow grave along Crow Road in Escambia County, just miles from where she was last seen at her home, getting into a vehicle that matched the description of Fountain's white pickup truck, according to this arrest report. Pensacola Police Chief Eric Randall says crucial evidence was received that was instrumental in the recovery of Atwood's remains. PPD partnered with the Florida Department of Law Enforcement and Escambia County Sheriff's Office, using specialized canines to search.
Legacy K9, they're nationally certified cadaver dogs, so they help us when we have particular areas that we want to search. Instead of a wide area search, they were able to hone us into a very specific area, which helped bring this to a conclusion a lot faster.
Kayla Atwood's sister-in-law expressing gratitude to law enforcement for bringing closure to Atwood's disappearance.
I wanted to give a thanks to the community on behalf of the Atwood family. We really appreciate the support, all of the tips that were sent in. We want to also give thanks to the Pensacola Police Department for working on this case and helping us bring Kayla home.
Now, as I promised you at the very beginning of this story, here are those 2 safety tips. Safety tip 1, if you are leaving a controlling relationship, never return to a shared location alone without someone tracking your whereabouts in real time. Share your live location with a trusted person before you go anywhere near them. Kayla walked home, and Fountain was already waiting. Nobody knew she was stepping into that. Safety tip 2, screenshot everything. Text threads, call logs, voicemails, messages. Store copies somewhere only you can access. A separate email, a trusted friend's phone, a private cloud account. The Fountain deleted those texts because they told the truth. Do not let the truth be erased. If you have made it this far, hit the like button right now, not for the algorithm, for Kayla, and share this video, because if one person in your circle is quietly living what she lived through, this might be exactly what they need to see. That is worth more than any view count. Kayla was found 8 days later near the same road she drove her kids down every morning. That man knew exactly what he was doing. So I need you to answer this in the comments. At what point does jealousy stop being an emotion and start being a warning sign? And who is responsible for reading it before it is too late?
A lot of men and women will finesse themselves out of a good and genuine person's life.
2 years. That is how long it took for McKeel Fountain to sit in a courtroom and face what he did. The trial ran 3 days in January 2026. The prosecution did not need to be dramatic about it. They just laid out the timeline. Tight, sequential, nowhere to hide. The motive, Kayla was moving on. She had downloaded a dating app, gone on a date, and Fountain, a man who had built his entire sense of self around controlling her, could not process the idea of her living without him in the picture. The evidence: deleted surveillance footage from the neighbor's system, erased text messages from the day she disappeared, a false police report pointing at an innocent man, and Antonio Elmores, whose account held up under every single check investigators ran. Here is the part that matters most. For that deleted footage did not vanish the way Fountain planned. It became the most damning thing in that courtroom, because a man with nothing to hide does not walk into his neighbor's house and erase January 3rd. The jury came back, guilty, second-degree murder with a firearm. Under Florida's 1020 life law, that carries a mandatory minimum of 25 years to life. Sentencing was set for February 10th, 2026. The man who thought he was smarter than every investigator in that department will most likely die inside a prison cell. and Kayla's 4 children will grow up without their mother. No verdict changes that. Justice and healing are not the same thing. And for those 4 kids, no guilty verdict gives back a single day. Was justice really served here? I think the jury got it right with what they had, but I want to know what you think. I leave your honest answer in the comments below. To Kayla's children, her mother, her family, and every single person in Pensacola who loved her, we see you. We have not forgotten her, and we never will. Mikhail Fountain tried to erase Kayla. He deleted the footage. He deleted the messages. He tried to make her disappear completely, but you just spent the last several minutes learning her name. If you believe her story deserves to live on, subscribe to True Crime Footprint right now and turn on the bell. We tell these stories so they are never forgotten. And if you are still holding back, drop a comment and tell me what you need to see from this channel. Whatever you do, don't leave silent, because silence is exactly what people like Mikhail Fountain count on. To everyone who made it to the end, thank you for watching, for your attention, and for joining us on this journey of reflection. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and above all, stay safe. See you on our next video.